Hello, my name is Charles Webster Baer, and today is January 31st, 2011, and I'm in Bend, Oregon, USA, and I am running for President of the USA in 2012 and 2016. Um, I'm a independent, kind of libertarian. Um, I support Barack Obama. I think he's doing a great job, and the the really I kind of agree with Barack on pretty much everything, um, except I'm a little more fiscally responsible, and I'd like to make a constitutional amendment uh, that makes it illegal to have deficit spending. In other words, I'd like to make it a law that the U.S. government uh, has to spend less money that it takes in while it's in debt, and when it's not in debt, it can only spend as much money as it takes in, and therefore make it illegal to have deficit spending. I think that's logical, and I think that it's necessary, and it's just common sense. So that's the major difference I have with Barack Obama. Um, I so that's it. So please vote for me. um, on foreign policy, I'm kind of isolationist, and I 10 years ago I created this thing called GIG, Global Internet Government, 11 years ago, and Global Internet Government. To learn more about me, you can go to charleswebsterbear.com. To learn more about GIG, you can go to globalinternetgovernment.com. Basically, I created GIG 11 years ago to have more transparency in government, to have total transparency in every government on the planet Earth, um, financially. So what GIG will do is GIG will monitor every transaction, every financial transaction by every government on the planet. And GIG will do this. It will be GIG's basically a media outlet, so this will be media speculation and freedom of speech online. There'll be chat rooms for every major city, and people can post whatever they want in those chat rooms. Um, Mainly information about, you know, where the money is going, uh, and that'll help us figure out just exactly, you know, how every government is spending their money. And that's what GIG supports is freedom of speech online for everybody. And also GIG supports women's rights. And what that means is that GIG feels that every female on the planet has the right to choose for herself individually whether or not she wants to be pregnant or get pregnant or stay pregnant. And that means that all governments on the planet must support women's rights. And if they don't, then they're illegitimate governments. And illegitimate governments will be replaced by legitimate governments quickly and peacefully. And so basically governments that are down with the gig agenda, which is freedom of speech online and women's rights, are legitimate governments. And governments that are not down with the gig agenda, which is freedom of speech online and women's rights, are illegitimate governments. And gig will work with the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund to help peacefully transition illegitimate governments into legitimate governments. And the main reason for this is because I feel that the only way for humans to survive this millennium is for humans to stop reproducing and stop breeding and stop having kids, because gig feels there are too many people on the planet. So gig feels that gig needs to create a significant and sustained decline in the human population on Earth. So that's the deal with gig. I'm also going to try to create a universal currency. And that means everybody on the planet will have the same currency. Now this will probably take 150 years. So it's a long process, but I'd like to get the ball rolling in this direction. And in order to create a universal currency, which would probably be an electronic currency, and it'll be based on the American dollar, the universal currency will be a gig buck, which is equal to 1,000 American dollars. Right. So in order to create a universal currency, it'll be just like the countries of Europe creating the euro. Just like the countries of Europe created the euro, so too will the countries of Earth create the gig buck. And again, this probably won't occur for another 150 years, but we need to start moving in that direction and laying the foundation for that development of the universal currency. And this will mean that regional governments will have to, at first, form regional currencies, like one currency for South America, one currency for Southeast Asia, one currency for parts of Africa and the Middle East, stuff like that. And for that to take place, all the countries would have to have zero debt. They'd have to have zero deficit spending laws so that governments cannot spend more than they take in. And you know, there'd have to be trade agreements and stuff like that, and economic alliances. Basically, exactly how the European countries created the euro, that's how the countries of the world will create the universal currency. And so gig is going to assist with that development as well. And so, you know, gig is going to enable everybody to participate in this activity. So it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. And you know, you can participate right now by going to globalinternetgovernment.com. And you can support my presidential campaign by going to charleswebsterbaer.com. And so I'll be running for president for the next 6 years, maybe the next 10 years. And I'm also currently the president of Earth. Now, I was elected president of Earth because I got the most votes in the president of Earth election in 2008, 2009, and 2010. The president of Earth election takes place every year on December 1st, Hawaiian time, and anybody can vote for anyone for president of Earth. All you have to do is go to globalinternetgovernment.com or charleswebsterbaer.com on December 1st, Hawaiian time, and go to one of the chat rooms and register and log in, and then post a thread that says, I am voting for blank for president of Earth next year. And whoever wins the president of Earth election is the person who gets the most votes on December 1st, and then they begin serving their president of Earth term for the entire calendar year next year, January 1st to January 1st. You can only be elected president of Earth 3 times, so I can't run for president of Earth anymore. The next presidential election is going to be, president of Earth election is going to be December 1st, 2011. Now, nobody from the country of the current president of Earth can run in the current president of Earth election. And since I'm an American, no Americans can run for president of Earth in 2011. And that means that a non-American will be elected president of Earth in 2011 and will serve their term for the entire year of 2012, which means Americans can run for president of Earth on December 1st, 2012. Now, the president of Earth is an employee of global internet government and doesn't really have any power. And basically, the president of Earth tries to move the gig agenda forward worldwide, which is freedom of speech online and women's rights. And so that's basically the deal. And, you know, like I said, you can vote for anybody, including yourself. And so that's president of Earth. Now, because I'm the owner and president of Global Internet Government, and the president of Earth is a gig employee, I can fire the president of Earth for any reason whenever I want. However, I'm not going to fire the president of Earth unless they lie or unless they bring religion into the situation. I'm not a religious person, and there's no religion in global internet government, because global internet government is trying to unify people on the planet, and religion doesn't unify people. Religion separates people and divides people. So there'll be no religion in gig. Now, religious people can run and can be elected president of Earth, but they can't bring religion into any global internet government matters. If they do, they will be fired by me. So that's that. So please vote for me for president of the USA, even though I'm overqualified, in 2012 and 2016, and you know, maybe 2020 if I'm not in the White House by then. And that's all I got to say right now. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And I am out.